It's new, so I'm gonna read. So, in the past, I would collect shards of my broken heart off of the ground like shrapnel. I'd trophy the fragments, spit shine them into a heavenly hue, and place them on bookshelves to house the dust of my melancholy. Shattered love scared me so much, I created blueprints that map my escape routes from heartbreak. So real talk, detach was my middle name. I had an uncanny gift to disengage from the cataclysm, to sever the flame from the fire, to cut strings that bind me to a lover. Easier to dwell on the edge of a roof than to live in a bickering relationship. Real talk, I had that Usain Bolt speed as soon as I felt like you was trying to play me. I would scurry as quick as typhoon, cloak myself in oblivion, gallop through the wilderness to retreat from view and notice. I had that Batman swag, disappearing into the shadow of nightfall, sat in darkness as sanctuary to befriend my lonesome, made solitude into a safe house. When you've been stung with the missiles of heartache, the hardest thing to do is stay. So imagine these bones when I uttered the words, till death do us part. I can somehow picture my vows transforming heaven into a club, angels turning up like they used to back in Eden, trumpets blazing some holy kind of trap music. So real talk, to be honest, matrimony has been the hardest cross and heaviest cross I've ever had to bear. But having a wife willing to stand with me like an abandoned bus stop in the rain, suddenly this body becomes a boat, a life raft to protect me from the raging waters. Every day I take for granted that she chooses not to flee. How she stays even on the nights when my side of the bed is an ice block. Me, absent because I prioritize my calling over the warmth of her slumber. You know, my wife, she is a boomerang. She storms out of my presence when we argue, but she comes right back to rebuild what was broken. And real talk, I never knew that an apology could soften a mountain into a lake of mercy. How supernatural it is, supernatural, beautiful it is to reconcile, to surgically abstract the generational curses that try to drown my marriage into a sea of razors. Because you know what? Growing up, all I knew were the blistering screams, the shotgun of insults, the slammed doors vibrating the walls so much that the ceilings had goosebumps. And I tell you, some days we see the harsh weathers, seasons when the monsoons pound against the window pane of our union, wedding rings weary with toil. I am awestruck how we fight for joy even when gloom is a valley that tries to consume us. She reminds me that peace is not the absence of war, but the comfort knowing that everything will be okay despite the casualties. She reminds me that love is not a feeling, but a job you must clock in for every morning you wake up. When you peel your eyelids open like the petal of a flower, she reminds me every day, baby, you must got me twisted. I ain't going nowhere. And isn't it that right there, the beauty of forever, the anatomy of I do. Love you, baby.